Jack, I know you've had the privilege, to wear the cherry and white a number of times already, but is that something that sort of you don't get used to? Tell us about the sort of pride every time you pull on that jersey.
Yeah, mate. I think you're never going to get used to this exactly. I think you learn how to cope with it more. But mate, nothing beats playing for this club, getting to play rugby for a living for starter, and yeah, mate, it's special every time.
And every time you've pulled it on, I know you've been obviously good enough to grab yourself a couple of tries and put in some good performances. I guess every time you go out on the pitch and you put in those performances and you grab those tries, does it sort of drive that hunger and desire to keep doing it and keep getting better?
Yeah, mate, definitely. I think these games I had last year and this year, I mean, like nothing beats it. And every game you play, you play well. You just want to go and do it again next week, and I think it drives you on to have these goals and set bigger goals for yourself moving forward.
And obviously you're still a young guy, you've got a long career ahead of you and you're sort of in not a particular rush to do everything straight away. So with that in mind, how useful are the guys in that sort of transition space, your Timmies, your Jack Pattersons that have come in to sort of guide you and nurture you in that space?
Yeah, mate, they're brilliant. I think, honestly, I don't think I've ever had better elsewhere, and I've been at some good places. Like, mate, the level that, you train at, and these coaches, they just drive you to standards that you never thought you actually had. And mate, the pathway is brilliant.
And obviously being a professional, you obviously want to be out there in the first team every week, but like you say, you obviously played a few games at the tail end of last season and then weren't in the side at the start of the season. So how good are they for sort of managing you when you're not in the side, telling you what you need to work on and sort of giving you that development and that clear sort of pathway and progress, I guess?
Yeah, I think, mate, the best bit about it is how vocal the coaches are with you. I think, they communicate with you so much about whether you're playing, whether you're not, what you need help around, based off of what you need to improve your game on to get picked. But honestly, mate, the coaches are second to none. Like, how much help they give you to develop. They break your game down, and you improve so much by it.
And ultimately, Skivs and Dom and Lights, they've shown that, I guess, the old cliche, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And as a young guy that if you keep putting your hand up and if you keep performing well, that they'll have no sort of questions to put you in there and trust that you can do a job.
Yeah, certainly, mate. I think that's all it takes, really. I think, if you commit to your craft and you work hard, then, the results are endless. You can go and achieve anything.
And there's obviously plenty of experienced backs alongside you to learn off. Obviously, Roster's come in,
yeah.
Thorlo, Ben Loader coming in your position as well. How good are they to learn off and get those little tips and tricks and develop your game from?
Mate, it's amazing, like, especially 18 last year, 19 this year, having these players, as a support network as well. You honestly can't beat it. I mean, the help I've received off of every single player here is probably the reason why I kicked on like I did. Mate, it's amazing.
And that said, obviously, a massive win for the guys last time out in the Prem Cup, yeah. A well-needed win for the whole club, I guess, with the challenges that they've faced in the league. How proud were you of the boys that day?
Oh, mate, amazing. I think, like, number one, to get back to winning ways, you sometimes miss that feeling massively, the good feeling within the group and how much it gives you a kick to go and do it again. And I think obviously it's special to have the chance to come and do it here at Kingsholm now. I mean, we all put a good foot forward, and I think, especially a team of young lads, like, boys are hungry to go on and put a name for themselves, and I think that's what really drives us on through the week. So come to game day, we're ready.
And tell us about the messaging sort of around that Sale game, pre-game, post-game. I know that Gloucester are a side that want to play with the ball. We've been very vocal about that, and that's obviously a side of the game that you love, being a winger. But a lot of that game, I guess, was built on the grit and the determination and I guess what this club is traditionally known for, and that must have been a really pleasing part of that.
Yeah, I think the main message was to fight together and show the best version of you. And I mean, for a bunch of young lads who are all extremely hungry for it, I mean, it's not a problem for us to get onto that pitch and be hungry. So I think, look, mate, like, when we come together as a group, we all want to fight for each other. It means a lot to play for the club, number one, but to play for one another as well. And I think that was a really big message that definitely helped kick us on.
You mentioned that sort of the fight and the hunger, and I guess nothing gets you more up for a game than playing a West Country derby here at Kingsholm in front of your home crowd. As a group of young lads, I guess it doesn't take much more to get up for that game.
No, it's 100%. I think playing at Kingsholm, you honestly can't beat it. That lap before you go in is something special that you certainly dream of as a kid. So to be able to do it as many times as you can is the most special thing.
Cheers, Jack. All the best for the weekend.
Nice one, thank you.